to this conversation, the Baptist High School, Port Harcourt, the football field, and what it means to the people. I have two important personalities connected to this controversy: Opuene Albert-Dede, the principal of Baptist High School, Port Harcourt, and Omubo, Whyte, the president of All Students Association. I'll play what I played earlier if you just joined us, to give some context to how far we've come.
We are here to register our displeasure against Baptist Conference in converting our football pitch to baseball and softball game. We are totally against it, and we will not allow the school to carry out such a project. We need our school field to be carved out for us. It's a place that has produced athletes and footballers that have represented the country and the states. They do not have any desire to maintaining this school. Therefore, we will first of all be in court with them, and we will now follow up with the state government to help us revive our alma mater.
All right. So that football pitch seems to be the center of all of the controversies. So I'd like to ask, and I think I'll begin the conversation in this hour with this question. We wouldn't take too long because the plan was to take calls and messages. How important, how significant, what is the relevance and symbolism of that football pitch? I want to get the answer to this question in your own words, Mr. Whyte. Why is that pitch important?
It brings pleasant memories of old time.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, 1 second.
Mr. Principal, how important do you think that pitch is?
It's very important because it will give a direction to the students who are there today, and cause the school to have a diversified view of how sports is being run.
Okay.
And the area I didn't mention earlier is that the sports we want to do now is not just sports here in Nigeria, but it's how to attract people from outside the shores of this country to come and see how we are developing sports, and have exchange program with schools outside this country. And so that's our focus. So if we want to do that, we could not look at just one sport. We look at so many sports that we have the facility, we can build the facilities for, rather.
Okay, Mr. Whyte, you want to say something?
Okay, like I said, the field is very important to us. Like I said, the field has produced great footballers and athletes. So we need to still have that same field and track. And we're also in support that other diversified sports should be there, but let the field be maintained for us. We encourage those sports, whatever, but let it not be on the main pitch. Let us still maintain our main pitch, because that pitch is very important for our students.
Okay. Now, that field, you say, have produced many stars, right? Wouldn't you like that other fields also produce other stars in other sports?
Great. That is why we are in support that those ones should be behind the two fields. So
okay.
Great.
Now, let me ask you,
yes,
right? And I will have to say, because these days in River State, you must declare your camp. I'm not on the principal's camp before saying this. You realize that most fields across the world are multi-purpose, even though, this is for football. But at certain instances, they can be diversified or repurposed for other intentions. Do you realize this, like on a general scale?
Well, yes, it's still the same thing that we want them to do there now. You still do that. By the back of the field, you can still have other sports.
Okay.
It's still the same, achieving the same purpose with the same space of land.
Now, Mr. Principal, is it possible to achieve these other sports without exactly touching the field as it is? Because the alumni, they seem to be very attached to the pride of place of that field as it is. So these developments, these initiatives, can it happen while maintaining the field for what it is?
When you are saying the field for what it is, you'll be surprised. Come to that place and say the field for what it is. We are now trying to make out a field from somewhere that is not habitable. So when you say it's as if there's a football field that wants to be converted. The place is bushy.
Let me get this clear.
Yes.
Mr. Whyte, what is the condition of the field? Now, I think I should have started from there. What does the field look like now?
Now, first of all, that field need the landscaping first.
Okay.
Landscaping, regrassing, mapping out of the main football pitch and the track.
Okay.
Right? That's what it needs now. then those other sports they're talking about can come up.
Have you at least seen the plan that the principal and the mission? Have you looked at what they have to know if truly, as you guys are speculating, it is going to destroy the memories and everything? Have you seen the plan?
Like I said to you, if you go to that field, you will see the peg. The pegs are there. If you look at the video from the Arise TV, you will see those pegs are there. So you don't need anyone to tell you that this is where they want to do the baseball and softball. It's there.
So you guys,
they are still there. These are variable facts. You can still. It's there.
Okay, so obviously you have to meet somewhere.
Yes.
I'm going to open the phone lines now. You said this case is. Did you say it's going to court or it is in court?
No. We didn't say so.
Okay, so I'm going to play the interview you granted to.
We didn't say it will go to court, but we might take injunction.
Okay, might.
This year, might, yes.
Okay.
If need be.
If need be.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure.
Yes.
Because I know I had
there's still room open for discussion.
for negotiation. Okay.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, so that we don't have a state of emergency.
We will not.
But I'd like to play exactly what you said.
We are here to register our displeasure against parties conference in converting our football pitch to baseball and softball game. We are totally against it, and we will not allow the school to carry out such a project. We need our school field to be carved back for us. It's a place that has produced athletes and footballers that have represented the country and the states. They do not have any desire to maintaining this school. Therefore, we will first of all be in court with them, and we will now follow up with the state government to help us revive our alma mater.
So that was a statement. We'll first of all be in court with them.
Not for me. No.
Yes, he was, I think, the second person who responded.
I didn't say so.
Yeah, so that also, if you think about it, tells you that all the members of the alumni have different opinions and perspectives. If you think about it, which validates
towards the same objective.
Which validates my earlier stand.
The same objective.
All right, gentlemen, let's allow the listener be a part of this conversation. Mr. Principal, do you want to say anything quickly before I open the phone line?
Yes, I want to say that.
Quickly, please.
Yes,
Quickly.
the person that spoke last was Chris Ejafo,
Okay.
the president before him now.
All right.
I remember going to his house. You know what he told me?
Tell me.
I went with my vice principal. He said, I prefer this one to be the principal. In his house, he told me that. So you can imagine where he's coming from. So, and he's always saying the baseball. He's just using baseball and softball because he knows I'm connected to that one. He's not talking about basketball. He's not talking about hockey. He's not talking about cricket. If you watch him very well, his statements, baseball. And yet, they're supporting development too. Now that development seems to be coming, they are bothered about this. What you do is to consult. It's not to give order. And that's what I've just told them severally.
So you think they're more interested in attacking your person and what you stand for?
Of course, that's what they're doing.
Than the development.
That is what he's doing.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
That's not true.
Okay. 0817-923-0002. I'm not quite sure what question to ask because there are lots of things to respond to. 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. Now, it's important that you conduct yourself in a civil manner. You can ask questions to the guests. You can make contributions. But all of that can be achieved while maintaining decorum and civility. It's possible, believe me. I have a few comments on WhatsApp. I'll take those as the calls come in. Honestly, the field cannot carry other sports activities. I remember as a student of Baptist High School, all that idea of attracting outside activity will not work. Let's just leave it for football activities. Architect Sam says on WhatsApp. Good evening, Sam. It's unfortunate that both gentlemen, after failed deliberations in their houses, had also come to the public for same disagreement. I hope there are no issues of match ground. Sam, personally, I wept when I see motor mechanics and bus drivers take over the school premises. My support for the current renovation is that football is still included in the various sport activities mentioned. Else, I would have supported the motion that the renovation be stopped. Hence, the renovation includes football pitch and others. The old boys should relax their opinion. Lastly, the primary school built in the secondary school premises vacates the premises. Kelvin Iobu Frank. Minaso is our first caller from Port Harcourt. Hello, Minaso. Good evening. I've lost that call. Call back if you can. Caption from HA.
I think the two parties ought to synergize to make sure that there is development in that environment. Because I think if you are talking about emphasizing about sports here, I think there are other things that are needed in that environment because schools in River State now needed infrastructure. classrooms, incentives for learning. I don't know why the two parties are emphasizing on this baseball and not baseball. And I can support the alumni not to alter the original plan of that institution. By now, like according to what they said there, it can now include other sports by the side. It can't go and remove the original football pitch just to put other. I don't think we are baseball and the other sports can help our institution. So I say when you have to tertiary this secondary education in River now, please let's discuss upgrade that institution. Forget about other things like you have to do with personal interest.
All right, thank you, Caption. Lawson calls from Yenagua. Hello, Lawson. Good evening.
Good evening, Sam. Interesting development. I don't know. Baptist school is very big. Very easy, just as the principal said. It is from that first more house to nearly the end of this. So there are a lot of spaces. You know, the two of them are both development partners. They are not in competition. It's not about competition. It's about development. It's about participating. That's what it's about. But looks like they are fighting and in some kind of challenge. No, they are supposed to work together with the principal. And even from the way the alumni is sounding, it looks as if it's because don't forget, the school is no longer belongs to government. That school originally even belonged to the mission. Government took it away, and somehow Odili realized it, came up with the policy, and they actually implemented it. So you can't even talk about government going to take that school. Government don't own it. So the owners, you discuss with the owners, understand yourself, please. That's what I'm saying.
All right, thank you, Lawson.
And then they get some development. Thank you.
Okay, Real Gift calls from Port Harcourt Town. Good evening, Real Gift.
Good evening to you, the good oracle.
Good evening.
Principal and the president of the Old Boys Association. For me, I think just like you have said, I've listened to them from the beginning to this time. We are here to get the melting point. For me, my personal opinion is that there is something they are not telling us. Because you have three sides to a story. The side of the principal, the side of the... and the lies in between the two sides. For me, development... I thought they said we should diversify. And I think the school wants to diversify in terms of sports activities. Bottom line is, let them cut it. That school is a very big school. Even though, as the last time I entered that compound, just like the principal said, you had mechanics, you have this one, you have that one. When they remain at the play masquerade in this side. In fact, they do so play masquerade in that compound. So for me, I think they should come to the melting point and see how, even if it's not that particular field, I think there are other spaces in that compound. If there are no boarding facilities again, the areas where those structures are domiciled, they can bring it down and use it for something else, so that at least they get peace in that school. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Still taking your thoughts. I'll be back to the phone line shortly. Quarreling over infrastructural development in a school is a good quarrel. At least the quarrel is not about stealing or mismanagement of funds. Okay, that's interesting. Good afternoon, Sam. The conversation is very funny. Is it supposed to be an issue? You can use one pitch for multiple sports. All you need to do is mark up the pitch for each sport. In any case, this is all political, nothing more. The back and forth has nothing to do with sports. I think it's kind of disappointing. River State and politics. Henry from Port Harcourt says. Tari calls from Port Harcourt. Hello, Tari. Good evening.
Good evening to you, Sam.
Good evening.
Yes, I've listened to the program very keenly between the principal and the president of the old students body. I happen to be an old student of the school, of class of 99.
Okay.
I don't think the president is very sincere in what he's saying. I don't think the school intends to convert the entire field into a softball field. Like the principal said, they are promoting several sports in the school, not just football alone. Now, if you go to the field, it was poorly maintained, before now. And even the president, when he said, last year, had their 40th anniversary. The president, Whyte, he said last year promised to do some modification on that before the principal came on board. And we think work has begun on the field. Before now, the field was overgrown, elephant grass field. You have the car park, on certain parts of the field. You have mechanics on certain areas. But as we speak right now, if you go there, you won't see this car park. It's no longer as a car park area. Neither will you find the mechanics, on any portion of the field. So in terms of reclaiming the field, the school has done that in reclaiming that part of the school. As already highlighted by both, the principal and Mr. Whyte, the field is very wide and can contain several sports at the same time. So having both, having the softball and football will not in any way affect the structure of the field.
All right. Thank you, Terry. Back to you start the renovation from the middle of football pitch and size of the pitch. SF Smart from Agri Estate asks on WhatsApp. Good evening, Mr. Sam, Principal and Alumni President. I'm a Borokiri boy, true and true. I know and love that school. But Sam, nostalgia should not be the basis for stopping advancement. A football field of that size cannot take football and other sports as well, except if the football field is a smaller size than the standard size. As a country, we criticize the federal... Excuse me, sorry for that interruption. We criticize the... federal, state, and local governments focusing on only football. And now we want the school to only focus on football. But if the alumni is so attached and adamant, it keep a football field, let them acquire more land for the school or relocate the school to a much larger size. Besides, what are the current students saying about choosing other sports or keeping only football? All right. We take a break now. After the break, we take more calls, more messages, and of course, wrap up the conversation. Stay with us.
takes place every year.
Okay.
We have our school registered with Softball Federation as Baptist High. Come November, there'll be Dr. Indio Kereke Softball Championship going on in Nigeria, and Port Harcourt is hosting. I'm a local organizer of that, and our school is registered to play in that game. So we have also, for the ends, have gone to play cricket even outside Port Harcourt. So that is why, because they're involved in so many other sports, you don't just look at one sport area. See how you develop. And now those in the SS classes, because they are mostly involved, when they graduate out, we have a problem of continuity where you don't have the field where they play, because they have to go to sometimes to a civic center or where their playgrounds are. But when we now make that place habitable or friendly to these games, we now make it attractive to even others that will come. And that's one of the ways to even get more enrollments.
Okay, let's take some calls. We have about 10-12 minutes left. So if you want to make contributions, the best time to do that would be now. The numbers to call 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06-416. Ibis Dennis on WhatsApp says, please, that field is the glory of the school. I remember when we're in school, we don't walk across the field. It's prohibited. We respect that field more than anything. Let's leave the field the way it is. Ibito Rocco Omia Dennis on WhatsApp says, Clinton from Bori. Hello, Clinton. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Samorako.
Good evening.
If I heard the principal way, I think that he is not saying that football would be removed from the school. He's just saying that they are trying to advance, they are trying to promote sporting activities. And I think that that's something that we should all embrace. There are schools in Rivers State that want this kind of advancement, but they don't have it. So if the school is engaging in other sporting activities, this is part of the school curriculum. This is we call it extracurricular activity. So I think that what the Alumni Association should do is to partner with the school in advancing these other sporting activities. So I think there is no need. This is a good way. It's a good argument. Both of them are just gearing towards advancing the school in terms of sport. But the principal, I think that I align myself more with the principal, because he's not saying that football would be just jettisoned. He's saying that they are looking at introducing new sporting activities into the school. So
All
I
right.
think you support him. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Clinton. Is this Chris? Chris from Rumudara. So what's your name?
Yeah, my name is Chris.
Chris, okay. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've been listening to both parties this video there, and they seem to be saying, pointing this towards the same direction, but different direction. You know what I mean? You're almost saying the same thing. This one wants the pitch done, this one doesn't want the pitch there. But I think what they should do is to measure the whole area where they want to do those things. The pitch, since they already have a lawn tennis court. So this court can serve, and that's where I schooled. We did that in my school too. This court can still serve as a basketball court. Simple. Then I plot out the space like 100 meters by 50 meters or 120 meters by 60 meters. Can give a standard football pitch, super size football pitch for that football pitch. By the standard meter both sides, they have their track. Then take other areas, then put the football pitch can sit by hockey pitch. Then the baseball and cricket can have their own pitch also. This is a very simple matter. I wonder why they are talking about one simple issue. The more they open up the place, the better for both parties.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Clinton from Port Harcourt.
Yeah, good evening, my dear. My brother, in the sense that I like the vibe and the spirit of the Alumni Association, but the issue is that a line has to be drawn on what the role of the Alumni Association is to be, and what the role of the school owners. I don't think in the school development, carrying out development in the facilities of the school, that the Alumni Association has a right to be Alumni Association, and they develop, donate, and they see for the welfare of the school. But the decision on not to go lies on the hands of the owners of the facilities, being the school owners themselves. Let them settle that matter amicably.
All right.
That's the only thing I have to say.
Thank you, Clinton. David from Borokiri. Hello, David.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, I'm also an old boy of Baptist High School.
Amazing.
See, the problem is when the River State government handed over the missionary schools to the various owners, Baptist High School was handed over to the Baptist Convention. The principal is there asking if the Baptist Convention have actually made any investment in that property, in the school. They've not done anything. I contributed 30,000 for the fencing of that school. After the fencing, it was destroyed. People were called, and we had to call the present president. Had to call one of our classmates, that is a police chief, and that was the one that stopped them from coming through that road there. A lot of us have invested money in that school. Baptist Convention have invested in that school. Go and look at Talamares when it was handed over. And look at it today. Go and look at Holy Rosary Secondary School. Go and look at GSS Harbour Road that Methodist took over. Go and look at ACMGS. All these schools were under River State government. And they took over these schools to the missionaries. And they all invested in their schools. Baptist School, there's no investment for the Baptist Convention. They are waiting for people to build it for them to come and make money out of the school. The principal should say that what I'm saying here is a lie. I challenge him to say I'm not saying that I'm just telling false on this radio. The crux of the matter is that Baptist Convention is not investing in Baptist School Port Harcourt. So they don't have any moral right to even do anything in the premises again. The whole student has spent more money than Baptist School Convention, that Baptist Convention has invested in the school. I am a living witness. I spent my personal money on so many things in that school. So it is annoying seeing that they want to come and invest on football pitch.
Okay, so
is that an investment?
David, I completely understand your position and frustration considering that you were a student and now you're a member of the alumni. But I would disagree with you on the basis, because I'm particular about facts, that they do not have right to determine the direction of development. Right. No, you made that statement, right?
Right. I'm not saying they don't have right.
Okay.
Moral right. Moral right means I don't need to tell you. You know what moral right is all about.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much, David. Chike from Port Harcourt. Hello, Chike.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Good evening. I want to contribute. I was also a member of that very, prestigious school.
All right.
So the school field is around the hostels. For the hostels are borders to the school field. And from what I've heard from the discussion, the boarding facility has been shut down. Now, we're looking at the cause of this discussion I've been hearing since is sports, bringing in sports to the school and all that. Fine, it's good. But I know how that field functions. I know other spaces around that field. So we have a long tennis court, which can be used to play basketball, as the president said, and all that. Now, why is the focus for the principal, with due respect to him, on sports and that field? That field has, hosted a lot of good games, secondary school games, where that side at that time will be as a goalkeeper. When the games are tough, he will go as a forward player. Today, that is a bishop. We have prominent people in the state today that can fund activities in that school. Those awareness should be created. Like they rightly said, if you go to Chicken Brown, this ACMGS, if you go there, you'll be marveled. It's like a polytechnic. So why, if you go to Stella Maris, that the Catholics took, you will see activities. Why is the Baptist people, with due respect, so wicked to River State own? They just cut off the chapel, very fine chapel that we had there, converted it to another school within the school. There's nothing wrong in doing a secondary school or a primary school and not create all those things. Nothing wrong. But it should be. You cannot select one party, they just come to make money from the facility. That facility has suffered a lot. It's the only school that is within the Port Harcourt Old Township. Other schools are away. Bolokri, Telemara is even away. That is the only school that is in Port Harcourt Old Township.
All right, Chike.
The cinema place and all those places, the town market and all that.
Thank you very much. Your point has been taken. My final call from Gospar from Borokiri. Hello, Gospar. Good evening.
Hello, Sam. Good evening, Sam.
Good evening. Very quickly, please.
Yes. For me, I'm an old student of Baptist High School.
Okay, that's good.
And I live in Borokri, so I have access to that school premises, and I know the situation of that school before now. Like the principal rightly stated, the state of that school where being used by hoodlums, mechanics, and all manner of people. And for me, seeing this level of development taking place there is a welcome development. You may not, everybody must not be a football fan or plays football. And that's why we have other sports. So for me, I don't see anything that is wrong with what is taking place there.
Okay.
That's my take on it.
Thank you very much, Jospa. As you can tell, we're getting to the end of this conversation. The gentleman in the studio with me will give their, what I would consider closing remarks. But very quickly, a few messages have been here for a while. Good evening, Nigeria Info. There are lots of innovations and renovations to be done in many areas of the school. I feel there's more to this misunderstanding than meets the eyes and ears. In all of this, they should work together in moving the school forward. Good evening. My name is Glorious from Rumuchakra Choba. Football, as we know, is a popular global sport with lots of fans. According to research, we are about 8 billion in the world, but about 3.5 love football, and that's about half the world. So, Principal, if you're trying to dissect the field to insert another sport, it's not possible. You're disrespecting the sport. It says find another site. Good evening. My son is a student of Baptist High. The Mr. Tari that called is a teacher, and he's in the principal's side. Ask the principal if the teachers have been paid the salary for more than 3 months now. Even the principal is having issues with PTA chairman and even with some teachers who are not on his side. Okay? So I'm having a feeling because the president is speaking like he's legally legitimate than the principal in the control of school affairs, my feeling is that because the principal is a gentleman, they, the non-governmental organization, want to overpower a constitutional authority. Another better place in the premises can also be used as another football pitch. Okay, I'm running through these messages. The principal talking about all students consulting first before they did. What they've done is laughable. The decision they took to tamper with the football field was due diligence and proper consultation to these students done. Did they try to reach out to all students and other well-meaning students to talk about this before they did? Okay, so I have to wrap it up here, but we still have messages. Gentlemen, it's important that we find a solution to this. And because we claim here on Nigeria Info that we talk for development, we don't just highlight problems, but also profile those solutions. Where can the both of you meet? Where is that point where you can compromise as well, and you both meet on the pedestal of development? I'll start with you, Principal. What can be done to ensure that the interest of the Alumni Association is also welcomed and we head in the direction of development?
We are always open for consultation and discussion, all open. Just as we discussed with a set just about the day before yesterday, they come around and just as I said earlier, if you are coming to the school to take on any developmental project, you have to discuss with us. Even if you want to give us a jet, you have to discuss with us because we need to look for the space where the jet will be kept, you know. So we are open for discussion. Our own concern is giving directive, and that has been the posture the president has been posing with. You know, you can't give directive because you are not our employer. You know, it is the employer that can tell us what to do, and we do. Now, because we're in the middle ground, between the management of the school, the owners of the school, the students, the old students. We take feelers from everybody and get back to them, and they give us direction on what to do. You know, so we are very open at any time. I give you one now. If those students say they want to develop the field now, and they come around, we talk about how to develop this field and get it done. The fact is that we are developing areas now in the school. It's not like the school is undergoing development as we speak, you know. And I can send you pictures of what's already happening, you know. So okay, I'll send it, you know. So they need to understand that it's just what they feel, you know, and what they are reminiscing on about the past. We should also look at what those people are there now will be feeling, because we have children from other parents who are there who are coming into the school because of the policy of the school to marry sports, skill, and academics. Okay, Mr. Whyte, over to you. Where do we meet? How do we meet?
Well, first of all, I want to use this opportunity to thank the LLNG for the project they commissioned yesterday and ask that we solicit for more projects through the social corporate responsibility.
Okay.
Well, like we are saying, and we're still saying the same thing, we have to go back to the field with the principal,
Okay.
and look at the areas that these sports do. So see how we can save our fields and carve out spaces for this. We love these development strides. So we'll go back, we'll meet with the principal, we'll get to the field. Okay, let's see how we can carve this football field and carve out other areas for these same sports.
Not giving directive, you accept. Because I'm glad you are the president of the alumni. So
I just said,
so I can say it's that. No, it's you did say, but action and words sometimes they don't match. In a consultative manner and approach, have we agreed to that, sir?
No, we'll meet.
Okay.
And look at the field again.
Okay.
We all want progress.
Now, beyond this controversy, was there any version of all of this? Did you know Mr. Opuene before now? Have you guys had any engagement beyond the school?
Mr. Opuene is my younger brother. I've known him before he became principal of Baptist High School. I've known the family. I've known his elder brother.
Okay. So Mr. Opuene, the place you used to go and eat, you guys can.
His wife is my best friend, younger sister.
Yeah. There's problem. Apparently, I'm the odd man here. So let me leave the studio for the both of you. Gentlemen, thank you for making the time. It's wonderful.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank
you guys took more than you should have. We had this conversation for 2 hours. I need to come to that school to see that field. That took over my show today.
Please do so well.
Yes. All right. 6 o'clock brings the major news. After that, it's open season. Stay with us.
Info. We'll be right back.
In oil-producing communities across Nigeria, opportunity often feels distant. The wealth flows, but too often it flows away, leaving those closest to the resources behind. The community contracting